Good day. In this video, we're going to prove this trig identity that you see here. It's part of the grade 12 syllabus. It's part of trigonometry. In grade 12, you should be able to prove this identity, and we're going to show you how to do it. It is worth 6 marks in a good paper. The question reads, prove the identity. There's an equation, and there's 2 parts to this equation. In these questions, there is a left-hand side and a right-hand side. You are allowed to start either with the left-hand side or the right-hand side, but the plan is to make the 2 look the same at some stage. Sometimes we're going to take this one and change it till it looks like this one. Sometimes we change this one and change it until it looks like this one. And sometimes we change this one until we get stuck, take this one until we get stuck, and then they usually look the same. That's the technique. Enjoy. I just made our question smaller, and I'm going to start with the left-hand side. So we write left-hand side equals. We put that line down over there. I kept it 2, I made it a 2 over 1. You'll see why now. From my identities, I know that tan x is the same as sine x over cos x. That's a fraction. Then I put down my minus. From grade 12 identities, and from my formula sheet, I know that sine 2x is 2 sine x cos x. That you learned in grade 12. And I also put that over 1. And then at the bottom, I write 2 sine square x over 1. I've got this way that if I see a fraction anywhere in a question, I change everything to fractions immediately. If you don't like it, use different methods, but it helps a lot, I think. Now I want you to see that there is 2 brackets that I put, 2 sets of brackets. We have a sum at the top and we have a sum at the bottom. This is called compound fractions. It's too complicated, but we have this sum over here and a sum over here, and then later we're going to divide them by each other. First, I just pulled them off each other. That top I wrote here, that divide goes there, and that guy goes there. Now you will see a fraction plus and minus sum here, and just a fraction waiting over here. In fractions divide, we know that we make it at times, and we tip the guy behind it around. So I tip and timesed. Now we have a fraction minus sum over here. If we get a fraction minus sum, we find the LCD. We write down our LCD with a long line there. Then we ask, what do you times this bottom to get to this bottom? And that is 1. So I times the top by 1. That gives me 2 sine x. I bring the minus down. Then I ask, what do I times 1 to get to cos x? And that is cos x. So I times the top by cos x, which gives me this. Stop the video and just get your brain around up to where we are now. Now we can see there's a 2 sine x and a 2 sine x over there, which I can factorize out at the top there. If I pull out a common factor 2 sine x here, I'll get 1 minus cos square x. If you take this and you times it there, you're going to get that, and this times that will give you that. Everything else we keep the way it were. Now we know that 1 minus cos square x is the same as sine square x. So that changes to that. Everything else stayed the same. Now we can cancel that 2 with that 2, and that sine squared x with that sine squared x. You can say 2 goes in here once, and 2 goes in here once. The sine squared x can cancel with the sine squared x over there. Then if you times the top with the top and the bottom with the bottom, you'll get that, and that is the same as tan x, and that is what we had to prove. But then we still have to write one more step. Then we just write the left-hand side equals the right-hand side, and then we earned our 6 marks. Please stop the video and just get your brain around what we did. Please indicate whether you liked or disliked the video and subscribe to the channel. Enjoy trigonometry.